Silence that thing. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the next installment of the Fairy News Network. I am your host, Fairy Princess Lolly, and I am here with Guns and Hammer Hands, whose territory I've overtaken down here in the barony of Ulfgard.
She smells really bad.
And Dana, famous Dana the Boggin, Count Morbid, and Ion the Leprechaun. Man, I am going to lose an eyeball before this is over. So we are super excited to be chatting with you all this evening. And before I get into that, I should say, I am so worried about those.
I will keep them from hitting you. I've got it.
I should say that
50 glasses.
As of today, the next installment of the Hidden Folk newsletter came out. So if you are interested in being signed up for that, you please visit the link in the low bar and sign up, and you will get all kinds of cool fairy stuff and news, and you will be in the loop.
Is this the newsletter then?
It is the newsletter. It's our new newsletter. We have teamed up with Jenna Greenwood, and she is the one who is publishing that. And now we have a little section all for ourselves where we get to put beautiful things. And there is an amazing poem in this one from Lady Ashlanera. So there's a number of good things that are going on. Yes.
You gotta write things and send them to her to put in the newsletter then.
Can you write things and send them to the newsletter?
I can make Dana do it for me.
You think
yeah,
you can?
You can write things. So I just want to go ahead and remind everybody joining us, if you have joined us before, please ring the bell so that you get notifications of what we're doing. And if you have not joined us before, then please click that like button and also ring the bell. So that we can have you here all the time. I'm going to scoot this back just a little bit.
Oh,
Hey.
no. Now they can see more of my head. I don't think they want that. Very nice.
Big enough it has its own
Hey,
bloody
look at
atmosphere.
I got her on.
So this last weekend was the first weekend of Canterbury Renaissance Fair, and also Port Nassau Pirate Festival. So I
got it.
No, what are you doing?
I'm balancing out my kneecap.
Oh, you're not balancing anything. See, you're holding it.
It's okay. I got it. You can. I made it so you can type.
So, anywho, we are excited to talk about this weekend at the festival. So the Fairy Glen, the Fairy Court, we have our own area at Canterbury, and it was quite the exciting weekend. I don't know. Did you guys have a good time?
Absolutely. Still
It
kind
was
of
very
coughing up
exciting.
from the dust.
Why do you look? You have very pretty eyes. What happened there?
I had a good time except for one small detail.
It was hot.
There were children.
That's true. Isn't that an all-you-can-eat buffet, Count Morbid?
Ugh, they taste awful.
You just need more salt and ketchup.
Maybe you're just not getting the plump ones.
I heard baby back ribs was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But otherwise, if it wasn't for the children, it would have been a lovely time.
Ah, yes. So with that in mind, do you plan on subjecting yourself to it again then this coming weekend?
If I can think of a really good excuse for not being there, I'll let you know.
So you are a masochist. That's good to know.
You shouldn't do that. You know why?
Well,
Why?
of course I'm a masochist. I'm sworn to Fairy Princess Lolly.
He didn't mean it.
Wow.
He didn't mean it. And if he did, we'll thump him.
A little bit.
No, I'm sad.
Does he know the
Put him
rumor
back
about
in the
being on his
stocks.
phone?
What?
Ooh,
Yeah.
What rumor?
The rumor that there's somebody trying to overthrow the count.
There's someone trying to overthrow Count Morbid?
Yeah.
Count Morbid, did you know that?
Did you know that, Count Morbid?
Well, I do know that there's at least one young child, or possibly 3, who are after my job.
I mean, I did hear a rumor about a hostile takeover.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know it was about Count Morbid.
Well, yeah, of course it's about Count Morbid. He's a count.
We did hear a rumor, Count Morbid.
That's a thing.
Can it be discounted?
No.
Well, I suppose you can discount a rumor about Splinter doing a hostile takeover at your own risk.
I mean, she did mention the fact that you might still be much alive to eat, but there's golems involved, and apparently there's evil zombie gnomes, and she's calling upon them, and she has them all strategically placed all throughout the festival.
Honestly, I think I would be perfectly okay being murdered by Splinter. Although I think Splinter gave me the plague. I found one of those little rat pins stuck to my tunic. One of the plague rats.
Filth muck.
Do we have disease spreading at the festival then?
Apparently, Count Morbid is now a plague carrier.
He should keep that net on him and keep him.
Somebody needs to come and measure you for your new coffin, Count Morbid.
Look, he found a reason not to come.
I think he's planning for Splinter's hostile takeover right now. Actually, he's like, actually, that's not such a bad idea. Here, let me help.
Look, I captured myself for you there.
I come pre-captured.
You come pre-captured. You know what? If you jump out of scary places and scream at me, I'm going to be very angry. Super angry.
Well, I do know that several young children have plans to trap me and demand deals before I will be released.
Okay, listen.
So
listen.
I want to know.
Sir Raphael does not count as a child.
That's what I was going to ask. Okay, what happened? How did you end up in the stocks, Count Morbid? What trouble did you get yourself into that I am supposed to rescue you from? I mean, can't you warn me before you go running off, getting into trouble, and then being like, "Save me"?
Well, I think I technically did warn you, and that I was like, "Oh, fairy princess!"
I mean,
I'm pretty sure I shouted something over my shoulder as I was leaving.
As you were being drug off, you mean?
Yes.
I didn't even know she was gone.
I don't think I mean, I saw you going that direction, but certainly I didn't hear what your crime was. We all know that Sir Raph got turned into a unicorn for
a Rathicorn.
A Rathicorn.
he was illegally taking part in fairy shenanigans
without being a fairy. That's right. That's his official charge.
Though I don't think he was doing that in public. I think he was thrown into public.
I mean, let's be fair, though. He weighs about 2 pounds, so even I can throw him. And that's typically, I think, how he travels. He says, I need to get to the end of the street really fast.
You know, that's probably it. He gets picked up and carried in stocks and chains and such because of that.
So I want some stockings, too.
Oh, no.
I do. I want some punishment stockings.
So
can you make that?
So yeah, I got an idea. So we get a couple pieces of heavy wood, we get some chains, and we get some colorful stockings that people have to wear when they're in trouble, and chain them to the stockings.
Chain them to the. What does the wood have to do with the stockings?
Well, every good stocking needs a wood.
What?
Yeah.
By the way, for those wondering, this is what Fairy Princess Lolly is referring to.
I don't think you ran it nearly long enough.
I agree.
It was 3 days.
He should still be there.
They left me there at the end of fair. I only recently extricated myself.
You look strangely happy. I confess.
I had to break him out.
Some people like a little discipline, but this was a very, very novel experience for. Oh, actually, you know what? Talk amongst yourselves. I have a picture of the Rathicorn. 1 second.
Let's see the pixie portrait. Let's see it.
It's going to take me a moment. It's very terrible web connection here.
Blah,
Yes, it's on your
I would-
face.
I would
Talk
think
amongst
you have plenty
yourselves
of
and I'll
webs
find
to
the
help you.
picture.
I'm sorry, what was that, Ion?
He would have plenty of webs to help him.
What?
I think he's speaking German.
You would have plenty of what?
Webs,
Web.
spiders.
Webs? Spider webs? Oh, well, you do have a lot of spider webs. That's true. It's sort of your shtick, your thing.
Stop it.
I hurt my knuckle.
Stop it.
I hurt it. Look,
Do you want to take you to a medic? I need to take you.
my knuckle has an owie.
Hey, look, famous Dana, you're not the only one that shows off your boo-boos anymore. Now we have Boo-Boo Lolly, too. Show off your boo-boo. Show it. Show it. Now, everybody kiss.
I'm
Kiss the
still
boo-boo.
looking for the Rafficorn, but I did catch a very elusive picture. There's a rare sighting near Fairy Hollow.
Whoa, what was that? It almost looked
I
like.
think it
Wait a
Sasquatch?
minute.
might be Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Totally.
Actually, it looks.
I believe.
It looks
I
like.
do believe in Sasquatch.
It looks like Ion had to go to the bathroom. Why are you taking pictures of such things?
Gross.
Right. That's what it says. Gross.
I do believe in Bigfoot. I do believe in
I
Bigfoot.
don't-
I do believe in Bigfoot.
You got a Gunther
I
instead.
don't know why Gunther always has to take it to a weird place.
But one of us has to.
Okay, so were you in the stocks because of the cabbage incident? Is that what happened?
We don't talk about the cabbage. No, the
please do,
issue
'cause I
was
didn't
that
hear about the cabbage.
I decided to present a small book by Master Shakespeare that Sir Raphael could use with the Queen's Court next weekend. There may have been a slight issue about the fact that the book was Shakespearean insults, and some members of the court might have taken the insults personally.
Which ones? Which members? Which members?
The English one.
I can
That's very
arrange it so
descriptive.
they're not insulted anymore if you'd like, Catwoman.
Okay.
The one with really nice clothing.
Oh,
Okay.
the female one.
All of them.
I don't know. They all look alike to me.
Okay, so
They're women's.
the cabbage incident.
Yeah, I wasn't part of that.
I'm not saying any of us were part of it. I'm just saying, how could you not hear about the cabbage incident? So the queen has the throne in the Queen's Court, and then she has her throne at the joust.
Mhm.
And the thrones got changed.
They got
I did hear about that.
Yeah.
What?
I did hear about that in the middle of the night.
Yes, and on the throne in the Queen's Court, somebody left a cabbage,
3 pennies.
and the 3 pennies were left on the other throne.
I think so.
Okay, and so I guess that the 3 pennies were indicative of Oberon doing it, and so then there was some bench swapping, and benches disappeared from Oberon's tavern, and then benches disappeared from the Queen's Court, and everything got mixed up, and the Queen's Court hid Oberon's benches behind the court.
And somebody kept moving
And-
around paper supplies.
I don't know
Indeed,
about
I
that.
did hear about
The poor
And-
napkins became paper towels overnight, automatically.
Automatically.
Yes, napkin. We now have all learned that paper napkins grow up to be paper towels, and that paper napkins are not actually paper napkins; they're just baby paper towels.
I don't know how we learned that.
What if paper towels are an intermediate stage, like adolescence?
Well, what's an adult then?
Ooh, we'll have to wait and see and watch them grow up, won't we?
Into what?
Oh no!
We'll have to watch.
Cardboard boxes?
Maybe puppy pads?
I think that's pretty close. Or the cousins, at least.
Beach towels.
Beach towels.
Beach towels. Yeah, I don't know. So
This is-
I'm not sure what the resolution of the cabbage incident was actually. All I know is that the queen was very put out in the morning about her thrones and cabbages, and Oberon was very put out in the morning about the lack of benches in his tavern.
I think it was really funny that he ended up missing all those benches, and yet the Queen had all the benches. It sounds like the Queen did it.
I've heard that Oberon really loves the benches.
Hey, it's the Rafficorn!
Yes, this is the Rafficorn. It's not the best picture, but my pictures are being very slow.
He's kind of fairy.
Yes. Well, that's because Fairy Princess Lolly enchanted him.
You enchanted him to be furry?
Yes, it was his punishment for illegally participating in fairy shenanigans whilst not being a fairy. So I enchanted him to be, well, because I heard that everywhere you go, Sir Raphael managed to be there. Like if you went to the food court,
Look
then
at that. Look at that
Wait, I think this is a better one.
Yeah,
Oh,
This
definitely.
is a better one if you can.
that is a brilliant one.
so if you went to the food court, Seraph was there. And if you went to the Queen's court, Seraph was there. And if you went to the joust field, Seraph was there. I was like, he is a magical unicorn, and that shall be his punishment. So I enchanted him to be a magical unicorn until the end of the last joust of the day.
I think he should have partaken in the joust itself.
I don't know. I'm not sure he's really quite prepared for that. So
I don't
he
think
just
was
had to
prepared
be a unicorn. He was more prepared to be a unicorn than to be in the joust field.
Okay, that's fair. So yeah, benches were
This
long.
isn't the cabbage we were talking about, is it?
No, that's
No.
I
Perhaps
that-
whoever
no,
put the
I
cabbage
mean,
there
you're holding the cabbage.
talk
I'm not
about
saying-
kings and things.
I'm not saying you are a cabbage. I'm saying you're holding a cabbage.
I mean, is there cabbage in there?
Is that actually a cabbage or is it a head of lettuce?
I think it's a head of lettuce
I do
There's a
too.
and a turnip
It-
and a bell pepper.
I think
I
it
thought all vegetables were the same.
No. Vegetables are totally different. I mean, there's green vegetables and there's red vegetables and there's roots that are tubers and all kinds of different vegetables. So
A
they
tuber?
don't all taste the same.
Tuber?
What's a tuber?
not
I
a
said
tuber.
What tuber is?
A tuber's a potato and a carrot
It's not
and
a
a
tuber.
turnip. It's not a tuma. It's a tuber.
What about a parsnip? What is a parsnip?
Isn't that like
I think
a
that's
turnip?
when you declare war on Spain.
I'll have to ask Raphael.
Uh-oh. Have we lost the princess?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Mario. Your princess is in another YouTube channel.
What?
There she is.
We didn't see you for a moment, so we thought you were in another castle. Sorry, Mario.
Oh.
I intentionally looked around for a castle down here in Ulfgar that didn't have a princess, and lo and behold, one appears in mine. You guys are like rats.
I am not like a rat.
No,
Thank you very
no,
much.
I mean, not singularly, collectively.
The consortium of princesses is like a rat's nest.
Now, what if there are no such things as castles without princesses?
I should have rethought what I just said. There was such place as a
I'm not
castle.
sure you thought about what you just said the first time in order to be able to rethink it.
Are you calling me a wind tunnel again?
What I said was
If the blowhard fits.
Can you see the bubbles in this picture? One of the many things that Fairy Princess Lolly did.
Those are some serious bubbles, yes.
yes, we determined over the weekend that my wisdom knows no bounds, and clearly neither does my magic. But Ion is more magic than I am.
What?
It's true. I've seen you pull gold coins out of ears.
That's true. And sometimes out of rainbows.
Yeah, you made rainbows appear in pictures randomly.
It's he is a rainbow expert. He is a leprechaun after all.
I only can pull boogers out my nose. I feel terrible.
No, believe me, you can pull stuff out of other places too. You do it all the time.
Like what? Never mind.
So how do we know the person who left the cabbage just didn't want to talk about kings and things?
I don't even understand why a cabbage was left. I don't even get the cabbage.
The carpenter and the
Well,
walrus.
are you asking where the cabbage came from?
No,
Well,
I would think
actually,
that the
I
jousting
don't know where it came from either, but I don't
Me too.
understand the symbolism of the cabbage.
The knights during the joust practice with the cabbage. One of the squires throws the cabbage up as the knight rides by on their mighty
Well,
steed.
so was it the knights that did it then? If there was a cabbage that was left,
probably.
Ooh, that could be.
Possibly, or somebody could have just picked up the cabbage after the knights were done.
And they're in the proper placement to move the thrones around and the benches. They're all right there.
well, the knights.
So
I thought it was merely a reference to the carpenter and the walrus.
I have a picture
Talk of cabbages and of kings.
I don't understand. I don't even understand what you're saying.
I have a picture of Ion.
Yes, I love that picture.
It's a great picture of Ion.
This you can see Ion has the horns on there. It looks like he literally made a rainbow off my horns.
Okay, hold on. Ion, explain what you're talking about with the cabbage.
Oh, it's from Lewis Carroll. There's a story called The Carpenter and the Walrus, and they get together and they have a conversation. And one of the first lines they say is, "Let's talk of cabbages and of kings."
And what is this in reference to then? Is it just silliness or is it kind of an allegory for something?
Well, they end up talking about
Probably both.
all sorts of things, but I recall this huge discussion about clams, and I don't know, they talked about a lot of things in that scene, but I don't remember it in enough detail to recount it for you.
Now I want to read this strange conversation because I don't think so. Must be from Alice in Wonderland.
It's one of the stories within Alice. Yes.
Right. I sort of want to read it now.
I want to know how to read now.
You're learning.
Eventually.
Yes. So let's see what other exciting things happened. The Queen joined us for tea, and we discovered that her guards are
Royal tasters.
by fairy food. Were you there for that, or was that just Count Morbid poisoning people because he can?
Because you had the plague.
Well, this is the guard in question. This is the guard in question. I'm trying to find
Otter.
a picture of the Queen, however. Yes,
It looks-
Otter.
He looks very questionable, that guy.
He's one of the Otter guards. Yes.
One of the
Otter
otter guards.
What the heck?
That's awesome. So, what are you looking for? Okay,
Well,
what's this?
Here's a picture of Fairy Princess Lolly during that tea. But I'm still trying to find one of the Queen looking all queenly and queen.
Well, you can see her other guards there in the background. So he ate fairy food. Otter ate fairy food, and then, to our surprise, fell to the ground in some sort of
Seizure.
Well, he
I
didn't.
actually
have a-
think he got shorter because I don't remember him being that short before he ate the cupcake.
We had to clap to revive him.
I do believe in otters. I do. I do.
Yes,
I
you
do
did.
believe in
Oh,
otters. I
there's the
do. I
Queen.
do.
See how pretty she is?
Wait, come back. There it is.
She looks like a she.
Well,
She doesn't.
She
else
doesn't
would she
have
look like?
ears. And she actually does not have ears. I don't see ears in that picture.
You think it's weird that the Queen looks like royalty?
Clearly.
I have nothing to say here.
Yes.
I don't think that's weird.
I mean, yes, for a human, the Queen is fairly regal looking. Yes.
Hmm?
I think her dress is quite beautiful.
Yes.
So let's see. What else did we hear this weekend?
Did you see any neat things for sale in the market?
Oh my gosh, I want to buy a harp so bad.
I was trying to find where we could sell the children.
It was very nice being able to sit by the harpist while they played on 2 different times a day. It was lovely.
I should have tried to sell Sir Raph for some human leaves because
We can still arrange that.
it was 415 human leaves for the harp that I want.
Ooh.
How big was that harp?
It was this big.
It was pretty big, yeah.
No, I think
She
I don't
must
know.
have really liked it. The princess does keep harping on about it.
Oh my!
That was. Oh, look, he's being funny again.
Better to harp on about it than be a harpy.
I want to say maybe 3 feet tall. No, 1, 2, 2.5 or 3 feet tall. Probably more like 2.5 feet.
So it comes up to my shin.
And the reason it costs as much as it does is because you can flip the feet in order to make the key signature that you want to play in. So it's not just in, say, the key of C or the key of D. You can make it be in whatever.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Well, it sounds like you need to string Wrath along further so you can have enough human leaves.
So I don't have a picture of the harp, but I do have a picture of Gunther being a little on the tired side.
That's actual a life-size castle.
Yes, that is an actual size castle.
He's not tired. He was just holding the wall in place.
That's right. I wasn't sleeping. I was just examining the back of my eyelids. I was blinking at the time.
Looking for cracks.
So
Something I saw in the market
Mhm.
was this chainmail chandelier that was put together with all the chainmail links, and they would hold little candles all the way around the chandelier, and
That's lovely.
it looked amazing. And like hung all pretty and stuff, and I kept thinking, oh, that would be really neat to have to light up the area when it's kind of dark, and it's awesome looking.
that sounds which merchant
So-
did that?
So
The chainmail merchant.
the same people who
There's like 10 billion.
Oh, the one that did the wings.
Yes,
I
the one
did
that did
not
the wings.
actually see those wings. But I just saw that. I saw Count Morbid's picture earlier.
They had several different versions of wings, small ones, tiny dragon, sort of bat wings. And yes, these are the same people who did the chandelier and other chainmail bits.
It was awesome.
There was also a booth if you went down the hill towards the entrance that made the most amazing fairy furniture for inside of a home.
I really wanted to look in that booth.
What's that?
Oh, there was also a booth that made a lot of leather goods. Like they had some like plague doctor masks, and I think they made leather pouches, and some ghillie shoes.
Wouldn't let me. Oh, are you guys there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, there was a booth, and I think it was near Fay Hollow that did a lot of leather goods, and I'm trying to remember what else they had.
The dragon eye necklaces. Those were amazing looking.
Oh, did they have dragon eye necklaces as well? Are you
Uh-huh.
thinking of the same booth I am?
I think I am thinking of the same booth
Okay.
that you are.
Remember there?
Like I said, they had a bunch of leather pouches. They were right next to Fairy Hollow.
And we'll
Right
be
across
again
the
next
street from
weekend.
the braider. The braiding person who braided my hair all up and pretty, and it had flowers in it and stuff.
But
Water.
the princess needed something to drink, and she didn't send me this time. It's weird. It's not like, I couldn't just have gotten up and did the thing. It's. So how's everybody doing tonight?
The other booth that was amazing to go to was the mead booth because they were giving samples out to
They
any
were.
people that were part of the fair.
I did not get to taste any of that.
Ooh, you need to do that.
For the same reason that you wouldn't allow me to go into the fairy furniture booth.
Because there'd be no more fairy furniture left, nor would there be any meat left.
They only gave you little samples, but it's enough.
I think Gunther had a small sample of one of the beverages. I think he asked for a tiny
And that's
sample.
saying something.
It was just a wee little mug that he had.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. That mug, once it's filled, You need two hands to carry it, and someone to guide the way. That is definitely teamwork.
You set
this-
that mug on my lap, and I could not move. I could not get up when you put it on my lap.
I think
was
this
like,
gives
what
a
do
better
I
sense
do?
of scale. I think this picture gives a slightly better sense of scale of the mug to
That-
Gunther.
Oh yeah.
That's me blowing. What?
That's her blowing bubbles.
What?
That's the wrong
No.
picture.
No, it must be lag.
That's not.
I think that was the best trade at the trade blanket,
Oh.
actually.
That is lag.
It was a very good trade.
Because I was going to
yes.
say, in theory, I'm holding a picture of.
Yes, there it is.
The
We
mug.
see it.
I look like Captain Morgan in that picture. Speaking of Captain Morgan, isn't there a pirate thing that happened that weekend too?
It was.
That's
Oh,
what we.
yes,
That's
there
what we
was.
call a segue, ladies and gentlemen.
I think the Selkie and some mermaids were going there.
Yes, Port Nassau. I have the gossip. So
I heard a rumor people were drinking there.
No.
Never.
That's scandalous. Let me tell you.
at a pirate port, I mean, seems
Unlikely.
Seems likely. Let's see. So I got one report from Ashling the Selkie, and she said that she heard rumors that the original lord who owns all the land and that had ceded the port to the pirates to be used reclaimed it. So apparently the entire festival was somewhat more cramped than normal because some of the land that the Lord had given them got taken back. But she said it actually worked out quite well, she thought, because it made people become more neighborly. Although I'll be honest, I'm not sure how I feel about being neighborly with pirates. Scoundrels.
I have some in the basement, actually.
You have pirates in the basement?
Yeah, they were on my lands.
Well,
I didn't invite him. Did you
There are-
invite him?
there are tons of people all over your lands. You can't put them all in the basement. You let those pirates go. Did they do anything against you?
Famous Dana, did they do something against us?
Not that I know of.
I think one of them actually made us dinner.
And so you put them in the basement? That's your reward? Oh, yes, we'd like to come over and make you dinner. Let's have a lovely evening.
It's a nice basement.
And we get put in the basement.
I wanted to make you dinner later, too. Have you even been in the basement yet?
You know, it sounds to me like he's saving them, and the pirates are usurping your spot, Famous Dana. He said he wants the pirates to make him dinner.
That's because she was sewing that night.
Famous Dana has magic, and she can do it all.
Dude, she deserves a night off, doesn't she?
All right, Famous Dana, this is our new plot. We're going to sneak to the basement, wherever that is, because I have no clue where he's talking about. But we're going to find it, and we
Okay.
are going to break the pirates out.
I wonder if they have.
Ooh.
Yes, all you have to do is lift, and then it's all about leverage.
Oh, okay. So
Oh.
I kind of thought that like them being in the basement was like them being in the closet or something, because that basement is actually pretty comfy.
I mean,
Wait until Gunther is finished drinking this, and then you sneak into the basement.
Okay, I just want you to know that
that caused me to have to pee a lot.
TMI.
Right.
So I want you to know that I covered it up because the next morning, when I looked in it, there were 3 dead bees. And I felt very sorry for the dead bees that flew in there and then got stuck and couldn't get out because their wings got wet. I almost wept a little bit of a tear, but
That was Famous Dana's fault.
it was her fault. You're the one that went and got the thing filled up in the first place. It's not her fault.
She was the last one to drink out of it.
Did you cover it up when you were done drinking from it?
No, I gave it to Famous Dana so she could drink out of it.
Yes, he put it on my lap so I couldn't move.
Basically, that thing is like it's like the sign of Thor, right? Where
The one they can lift it. That's right.
he sets it down and nobody else can lift it.
You know what? You know what?
Because we're not worthy.
I lifted it. Famous Dana lifted it, and Ion lifted it. But I think Ion used magic.
I think Famous Dana used magic.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to use magic if I want to wash the thing.
What is going on
Because
here in
goodness gracious,
Canterbury?
there's gonna be a lot of water to wash it.
I don't know.
Okay. There. We're just gonna mute Count Morbid while he has apparently stepped away.
Oh, you have powers?
So I
Mm-hmm.
I heard a rumor that the bar stools that people get to sit on at the tavern at Port Nassau, they were really, really small wooden bar stools, and that everybody who sat on them had hurt their butts.
Did you hear that
Ow.
from the pirates in our basement?
Yes.
Okay, wait.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Count Morbid, I muted you. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me unmute you. I don't know. Hello.
That's his micro pirate.
I caught a pirate.
Micro pirate.
Say, I'm a pirate. Say, what is your pirate name? What is your pirate name?
Did you just drop him?
His pirate name is.
Oh, no. Say, are you the Dread Pirate Nanner? Oh, crap. Oh, crap.
That's a complicated name.
I'm not exactly sure what just happened.
The Dread Pirate won. That's what just happened. The Dread Pirate won.
Wait. I think he. Oh, is he behind me? Oh,
He's
crap.
like, oh.
Help. Send help. Oh, crap.
Hired a six-fingered man to take care of him.
I don't really understand what's happening here, but
Well, just Count Morbid, just lay down. I will use the pirate in our basement for bartering tools.
He pulled my ear off.
Ow.
this is so cartoonish. Like,
Is this the really real world? I think Dread Pirate won.
Seems that way.
okay. I don't really know what happened right there, but I guess this is the pirate in training that Count Morbid has been training, the Dread Pirate Nanner.
Oh, that's right. I saw
my ears right
something
off my
about
head.
that.
You're gonna have to do a regeneration spell, Count Morbid.
Yeah. Oh.
I can't wait to see where they have to walk the plank.
I'm muting because he's murdering.
Okay, so they had teeny tiny bar. Maybe the reason that they have teeny tiny bar stools is so the people will not sit there all night and they will get up and leave, and then there will be room for the next person to sit.
I just sit on the ground.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm at eye level to the bar anyway.
Okay, what else did you hear, Famous Dana?
Well, I heard that was coming up with new drink combinations, and that apparently the Kraken rum tastes really, really good with cream soda, and that was his serving of choice for all of the people who came into the tavern. What do you want? I don't know. Well, then here you go. This is this drink, and apparently it went over very well.
Who is this that did this?
The bartender at the tavern. I didn't get any names.
Oh.
So,
But there was some shady lady in the bar that suggested it, and that it happened the whole time. Yeah.
so let me ask you this then, Famous Dana.
Sure.
Should we kidnap this pirate next time we try to make absinthe not suck?
I don't think there's a way to make absinthe nuts.
It is a very tart drink.
I'm not a fan.
It is true. Let's see. I heard that there were selkies, sirens, and mermaids, and at least one dragon. And that apparently it's a relatively water fairy, water magical creature friendly port, but maybe not as friendly to other fairy types.
Maybe we should get a rowboat.
Well, I hope that those seafaring types did really well, because I heard that it was just as hot down there at the port as it was up at Canterbury Fair where we were, and that was really difficult for some people.
Let's see. I heard
What'd you hear?
we're not ones to go round spreading rumors.
Yeah, you are.
Let's see. I heard that the crews of the Ace of Ruins, or the Ace of Ruin, and the crew called the McPhersons were quite fun to hang out with. And let's see. I heard that. Oh, let's see. I didn't know this. Apparently, you get to vote on who the Defender of Nassau is. I'm not sure I'm even saying it right. Nassau?
Yep.
Okay. The Defender of Nassau is. And I guess that you are able to barter your votes. So if you don't want to or have an opinion, you can barter your vote to somebody.
So pretty much
Man,
like
that
actual
sounds so piratey.
democracy.
Sounds very political. Yeah.
So we have a comment from the audience, if you will. It was yes, the shady pirate lady is right. I presume that's related to whether or not the drink is yummy.
The shady pirate lady is right.
Yeah.
That drink is good, I guess, right?
Oh,
Crack and rum and cream soda.
Okay.
I imagine that's
the
what that's.
audience knows who the shady pirate lady is,
Or they just had crack and rum and orange soda.
and they
Let's
just
find
agree with.
Yeah.
I want to know who the shady pirate lady is. The mystery ensues.
Apparently they had the drink. I can read it.
Okay, what pirate ladies are not shady?
What are you laughing about that, famous Dana?
Does that mean that shady is redundant, or lady, or pirate?
Well, okay. I find it funny
Discuss amongst
because
yourselves.
we give people fairy names based upon what they fit their fae part of them, and so when you're a pirate, you're given a pirate name that's similar to what you are and what you do. That's kind of like you know like your fae name. So the shady lady is definitely a person. It's just that that's their pirate name, kind of like their fae name. It's their inner pirate coming out is shady lady.
So I'm just curious if you guys all know what the pirate's favorite letter is, because most people get this wrong.
C.
A.
You actually have it right. It's always the C.
Mm-hmm. I knew that.
R.
Most people think it's R, but it's the C.
Well, we all have to like the sea, because if you don't have water, you dry up and you get skeleton like.
Excuse me while I let another dog outside.
I really thought you said you were gonna light another dog outside.
No, just let them outside. Lighting them is smelly. Burning hair, oh, not good.
Are they
Not recommended.
sea dogs?
It could be.
I'm sorry. I had to. I absolutely had to.
Oh, no.
I think it's time to right this ship and get back on track.
Oh,
Set
dumb.
the course correct.
So Ivar, I'm waiting for a report back, but Ivar's actually was undercover there.
Ivor, Ivor Hammerhands, your brother.
Yeah.
And what did he say?
I just said it. I'm waiting for him to get back to me.
He's so slow.
He is.
Well, he's too late because now here we are talking about it, and
He's
he
gray-haired
hasn't.
and crazy.
I heard that there was a Norse stickball game. What is Norse stickball, Gunther?
It's like it's Viking baseball. Is basically what it is.
How does it work?
You actually try to hit the person instead of, hitting it to the person.
It says.
Does it involve the skull of your enemy?
Yes,
They destroyed their chainmail ball playing Norse stickball.
I can see that.
But you said that you're not supposed to hit the ball. You're supposed to hit the person.
No, the pitcher's supposed to hit the person.
I
That's
think,
not a
I
piece.
think a lot of. I bet a lot of balls were destroyed during this game.
There's also an axe that's
Oh.
instead of a baseball bat.
Gunther did it.
What I do?
Let's see. I don't know.
Destroyed some
You
balls,
idiot.
apparently.
That's probably true.
Weren't you listening? Count Morbid just said.
That sounds a little bit like hurling, the Celtic sport.
It's basically there's a chainmail ball thrown, and I believe they use an axe instead of a bat.
I
Nobody.
don't see any risk of injury at all in that game.
There's a lot of risk of it.
Why do they
That's
call
why
it
it's Viking
stick ball
stick
instead
ball.
of axe ball?
Well, I was just asking because I thought if it seemed like a worthy game, maybe it could be incorporated into the Midsummer Games next year. But I'm not sure that sounds like a good game. It sounds like a dangerous, maybe too dangerous.
I can find a safer version for us.
No, I don't think so.
What? You didn't even let me try.
That's right.
What?
We have limited space.
Suddenly we have limited space. Then
We do.
I think we have more limited time.
That
Well,
is
that's
actually true.
what I mean. Limited space on the schedule.
That's true. Yeah, okay. Hang on. Oh,
What are you doing?
I'm getting a thing.
Okay.
Just look at fairy.
Did you unplug something again, Gunther? You're not supposed to touch those cords. Oh my goodness gracious.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Wrong lever. Yep, I think something definitely happened to Fairy Princess Ollie and Gunther because
Oh, they're back.
oh there they are. Yay!
Look, she's looking off into the distance where I am.
No, I'm thinking that now is a good time to go ahead and do the regular rundown of upcoming events. But I need you to scroll it a
I
little
will.
bit.
I'll scroll it as you would. As
Okay.
you read them.
Okay, so okay, here we go. So the Colorado Renaissance Festival is in Larkspur, Colorado. It is June 15th to August 4th, so it looks like there's a couple more weekends left of that. The Big Bear Renaissance Fair, I like that it rhymes. Big Bear Renaissance Fair is in Fawn Skin, California. Sounds a little brutal, but that is July 20th through August 11th, so we have a couple more weekends of that.
Is Fawn Skin a leather jacket?
I don't know.
Yes.
So, the Great Lakes Medieval Fair and Marketplace at Rock Creek, Ohio, July 13th to August 18th. Several more weekends of that. Canterbury Renaissance Fair. Yay! That's where we are. And that's in Silverton, Oregon. Next
Wait, where
weekend
is
is the last weekend of Canterbury. We have the Red in the Glen, which is in Downing, Wisconsin, and it's July 27th to the 28th. That would be next weekend, this coming weekend. Massachusetts Renaissance Fair, which is in Cummington, Massachusetts, and that's July 27th to August 4th, so a couple more weekends of that. We have the Maine Renaissance Fair in Acton, Maine, July 27th and 28th, next weekend. Then North Dakota Renaissance Festival in Regent, North Dakota. That's where we stayed at the castle, and the castle is actually where it's at, July 13th to September 1st, so we have at least a whole month left of that. The Gathering of the Iron Rose in 9 Miles Fall, Washington. I think this is the one that was previously the Northwest Renaissance Festival, and that is July 13th to the 28th.
Have you been there?
I have not been there, no. The Shadow Renaissance Festival in Sulphur Springs, Texas, and that's July 26th to the 28th. And that's all?
That's it.
Okay.
That's this weekend.
Well, what do we have
How
next
far forward are
weekend?
you going? Shrewsbury is in September.
Yeah, but we really only do kind of a month out. Otherwise, we'd be listing events forever.
That's true.
So,
A year from now will be Canterbury 2020.
Oh, what about Canterbury 2020?
Well, I was saying if we're
Oh,
listing
a year.
events
Oh,
year
yeah,
out.
a year. And a year from now, we'll be all the way back full circle at Canterbury 2020. Yes,
Oh, look, I found the Fire Festival.
that's no.
And don't forget the Bigfoot Days out in Sandy.
Yeah, and we're going to go do fairy shenanigans at that, and I am excited.
Do we need to have prepaid tickets for that? It looks like we might need that.
Oh,
I don't know if they have to be prepaid, but I do know that there is an entry cost. Maybe Gunther can look it up really fast and
I think
Fine.
I
Gunther.
saw that they were limited tickets left the last time I looked. So